Hello, my name is Kenneth Jesse, and this is Election Brief. Within the next 30 minutes, we have the latest update from the political scene. We're live on DSTV channel 421, GoTV channel 125, all social media handles, and around the world on myjoyonline.com. Election Headquarters is brought to you by Petrosol, your clean fuel in full quantity, and Chartered Institute of Management Accountant and the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants, together as the Association of International Certified Professional Accountants. Election Headquarters for an informed electorate. Please stay tuned. And this is where we begin, as the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Jean Mensah, has described the upcoming December 7 polls as the most crucial the country has ever had. Mamiesi Nyamiche-Thompson was at the briefing and joins me in the studio with the latest. Esi, welcome back. I want to find out from you, the Electoral Commission yesterday visited the Ghana Pentecostal and Charismatic Council, and today they are visiting the Ghana Police Service. Do we know why these meetings are taking place?
Indeed, the two entities are saying that the election, especially this one, is a very crucial one, especially because the major political parties, the NDC and the NPP, present candidates, one being a vice president, the other a former president, who brings to the table very unique situation for the Electoral Commission as well as the police. Now, the IGP with a team of his men were there and to discuss the electoral calendar as well as other issues bordering on security towards the 2024, the December elections. And so they were there this morning. When we got there, they had done a welcome briefing where the IGP had also instructed that they are ever ready to, go ahead with the elections. They've been preparing since before. Earlier on, the police administration had always been, waiting for the election year to prepare towards that election. But this has been a process. And so they've set up the National Police Election Security Secretariat, where they're meeting all stakeholders, including the Electoral Commission, on how they can compare notes and ensure that everything goes as planned.
Now that we know why this meeting took place, what has the Electoral Commission been saying?
The Electoral Commission, Jean Mensah, also admits or acknowledges the crucial nature of the election this year and are turning no stone. They're ensuring that all the electoral processes will be adhered to by electorates. And so part of this meeting is also to brief the police on how their processes are going to go and how they're going to work together with the police to ensure that the processes run smoothly.
And did the police say anything on election security?
Indeed, they did. They are collaborating with the other security agencies as well. We have the military, the fire service, and the rest who will be joining the police to ensure a free and fair election. They're also saying that they're meeting with other stakeholders as well to ensure that every security protocol they put in place for this election goes as planned.
We also understand that they touched on the election violence that happened during 2020.
Indeed. So the briefing after the closed door meeting was that the closed case commissioner, the police service, had met with the families, signaling that they hadn't abandoned the cases. There are still ongoing investigations with the families to ensure that the cases are brought to book, or those culprits involved in those incidents are brought to book. And so the police hasn't abandoned those cases. They're still investigating, and I've been briefing the families on the stage of investigations they've reached so far.
Mamiesi Nyamiche-Thompson, thank you very much. Well, let's bring you more stories this afternoon, because a founding member of the governing New Patriotic Party, Dr. Nyaho Nyaho-Tamakloe, is expressing doubts about Dr. Bawumia's support within the party after being elected as its flag bearer. Speaking to Benjamin Akakpo on the AM show, Dr. Tamakloe claims Dr. Bawumia was not the preferred candidate among party members. According to Dr. Nyaho Tamakloe, Dr. Bawumia's election victory was largely due to the financial support he received from President Akufo-Addo.
I know Bawumia well. You follow me? Myself and later Aliu Mahama handled Bawumia in the second running of the second term, what do you call, attempt of Akufo-Addo. Akufo-Addo got me involved directly. He called me and talked to me about Bawumia. Bawumia is there. He's not dead. Now, Bawumia is now in a tight corner. Tight corner because he is not number one himself.
Right.
Secondly, he has been put in a position that is not the wish of the majority of the party members. I mean, these are clear signs. But for the backing of Akufo-Addo with money, Bawumia couldn't have won that position.
But you don't know that for a fact. Can you say that?
I know that for a fact. Look, I've been in politics for years.
Where's your evidence?
Well, you see, this sort of what's your evidence is what I dislike most.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't make these claims.
You can't make this claim. Politics, you have to think ahead. You follow me?
Right.
Now, Bawumia, I can tell. I know he's a nice gentleman. But I would say he's in the wrong terrain.
Do you think he can beat John Mahama and Nana Jane?
Look, when his own party, that is my party, which I'm supposed to have been suspended from, has internal issues now. And they have serious internal issues, I know. For instance, he has no other option than to look at the Ashanti region.
Right.
No other option, I'm telling you this. But even that, will he be in position to decide that this is the person I want to go with? That's point number one. Point number two, the Ashanti region now is going to be divided into various sections. Alain Chiramonte is going to have half of it. I'm coming. NPP is going to hold half of it. And even within the NPP, there are divisions there. And of course, the NDC has a slice there as well.
Right.
So you ask yourself, how strong shall we be? A region that has been our stronghold, are we going to be strong there? And also think about the mess we've created during these 8 years. People are no fools. People are no fools at all. They are going to. People are going to vote.
The NPP is going to lose the 2024 elections.
Look, any other results that will come will be what we term the stolen verdict. And it will bring problems to this country. You have no idea. Once again, I'm predicting.
In other stories this afternoon, flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, John Mahama, has detailed how his next government, if successful, intends to reduce the size of government. The plan will include the merger of some ministries performing similar functions. Mr. Mahama has indicated a commitment to reduce ministerial appointments to a total of 60 to reduce government's expenditure. Nana Yaojima has more in the following report.
The former president, seeking a comeback to power, had about 88 ministers at the time of the NDC's exit. The number has increased to over 120 ministers under the present NPP administration. Though the numbers have been criticized by the public, little efforts have been made to reduce the number. The NDC flag bearer, who is promising a lean government, has detailed how some ministries will be merged to cut expenditure.
We have announced this already. We're going to merge the transport ministry. We're going to bring aviation, railways, and all of them back into transport. When we're in government, we had just one transport ministry. It is this government that came and disaggregated it. When we're in office, we had one communications ministry. That was information and communications. And so we're going to merge them again. We had local government that included sanitation. And so we'll send sanitation back. We want to reduce the number of ministries. And some of the unnecessary ministries, we'll just take them. Business development, what, we'll just cut them out so that we can bring the ministries down, so that we can reduce the number of ministers, like I've said, 60, so that we cut down the expenditure on government, and then we can invest that money in other places.
In ensuring the ministries become more effective, some of them will be entrusted additional roles. According to John Mahama, the Ministry of Agriculture will be added the role of agribusiness.
And so one of the new crop of young business people we're going to create are what I call agripreneurs, agribusiness people. We'll give them small machines so that they can process tomatoes, soya bean, they can mill rice and package it for the market. They can produce fruit juices for our shops so that we can produce more of the things we consume and cut down on the things that we import. And so the Ministry of Agriculture is going to be called the Ministry of Food and Agribusiness, because we want agribusiness to come out as a new area that we're going to invest in so that they can take the crops, uptake the crop from the farmers and be able to produce it into something else.
Meanwhile, the plan to cut waste to improve the economy remains important. Mr. Mahama details a plan.
I don't know how much it costs, but I think what you want to address is that we must cut waste, because there's a lot of waste in the system. If we cut down waste, we would have more money to invest in other productive sectors of the economy. And so I would say that we should look at where we can cut waste so that we can put it in our schools, in our hospitals, and other places.
For Joy News, Nyaho Nyaho, Greater Accra Region.
We take a quick break. We'll be back with more. You're welcome back. Voters at Pig Farm in Accra have expressed mixed reaction about the performance of the Dr.Bawumia administration. While others pledged to help break the eight, others say they are tired on both the NDC and NPP. So which party will be their alternative choice? This is Voters' Voice.
Sikano kroko ye juma ye twa kakra na unhu so hwe what you say enti ye no sisi na man no se na ekono ye bre pa isi e ka se vote me vote who person obi vote ma wa na wa tuaka na ya vote ama wo eno anu no se sikano enwa edin e be bia me ya de na me ko gina ewia so e vote ma obi na obi e tina ya komo ye we ya chele na me da tabodan mu Ubema obia vote ama na watua na wa vote ama that's all.
Me afiwe me abano metu but the any brisu na metu abano because nyama nkoye mami president no was no nya hwi wa magana ye din ye bre too much nti afiwe de abano metu pa be me ntuma na na Akufo-Addo me to ma John ama na abakonya no so abesiesie Ghana yie ama ye because wa ma oman no wase oman no kura enu tira me pese me nto abano this year dey se nyame mami awon kwada abano metu.
Yeah, never break it no. Yeah, vote ama Bawumia. Break the 8. Yeah, never break it no. Forward never, backwards never. Yes. Yeah, abane also no. Yeah, nkoyechi. Yeah, sankofa biom. Yeah, koyenim. And this time yeah, nishi. Yeah, lances cry expire. But NPP time no. Yeah, lances yeah renew. Yeah, say different lances. Yeah, say lances D. Yes, your time no. Yeah, interested by echi. Forward never, backwards never. Yeah, koyenim. Yeah, break it no. Upa umpo ebe breaki. We are the boys for Bawumia. Upa umpo unti aubeti. Yeah no.
Ete metu mama be ba akonya no suru mi hu di oyeye na nana su ba akonya no susu me hu difference. Wama youth nu ye bre ye nya adwuma ye. Na me ye adwuma wo airport oba ye obeyi nimpa bebre di ma betena fie. Bitumi hwe me ma. Nti enu tira metu mama wo su no na niam ye fine. Na be bia me ye adwuma su no mi pay bibia koye mami. Benana ba ye no nipa ebre e wo man we mu. Enu tira mpese me santo abama John mama ne bra power. No be ye o man ni ye ma ye.
Mahama time any what we name of the late president at Amos time my lances were expired. But NPP time I have new lances. I have my own car. So that's the dream I have that I'll vote for NPP. I won't go back.
I feel they are my new dodo. And this NPP no, I'm not disappointed here for 2 long years. Until Mesremo, I feel the new force cheddar for rare. Women vote to my cheddar. No about waiting a boy youth no. Yes, and this new NPP there. Be bien well koso. Your mama Dukadaya, Akufo-Addo Dukadaya cheddar cheddar mumien vote ma cheddar no mema youth for no adwuma ne ntumi nya bi na ya bread do o man yimu ukuta 5 cedi kra untun tokoko adentia o man mo san ka ukuta 2 cedi kra ka tun tokoko nya blodo nya ko se nyina aka ho ba ntumi nkoso sa 5 cedi kra untun to blodo ko se nyina aka koko ho enti mumien vote ma cheddar no meboa yen na yentumi mu nkoso
PDS de minni didie wo bia mu NPP NDC ya bre wo mo mummy hwehwe young boy
mummy vote ma cheddar new force for real to the whole world.
Ememunu young boys ye doso ye nu ebu oman no enye nkokura eti wo menye adwinye ni epenyansani ye forman ni hyeyensa because nkokura no omudi ewu onye ni fie ya because wo obebunu no onimu
cheddar ba obeba yen youth no obe provide adwuma me nyina ye nya bia ye every say nim no
enya ma grofia bedi tafla chisi gozi and obe NDC play NPP a oba NPP nyowu NDC gaka bifia magbula NDC likra mi kpo overhead le circle amedisa nya be overhead a NDC ewi tanya nya groga ma na egboto katan lo amoyo pen kosen fifila di NDC is better more than NPP. I am begging each other to vote this year to NDC. Thank you.
Right, let's take you back to our earlier story where a founding member of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Nyaho Nyaho-Tamakloe, has been sharing his opinion on the selection of Dr. Bawumia as the NPP's flag bearer and speak to the Director of Communications of the NPP, Richard Agah. Richard, I believe you've heard some of the claims that Dr. Nyaho Nyaho-Tamakloe has been making. First of all, why did the party force Dr. Bawumia on the electorates as it's been claimed?
Hello?
Hello, Richard. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes. I want to find out from you, did NPP force Dr. Bawumia on the electorates?
Please, can you restate your question?
Right. I believe you listened to the interview where Dr. Nyaho Nyaho-Tamakloe, a founding member of your party, has been making some allegations concerning the candidature of Dr. Bawumia. One of them, he says that, he was forced on the party. And I want to find out from you, why was Dr. Bawumia forced on the party as is being claimed by Dr. Nyaho Nyaho-Tamakloe?
Well, thank you very much. Thank you, right. I haven't listened to his full interview, so I'm going on your description that he has stated his opinion on a certain matter involving flag bearer. But that will be his opinion. You are very much aware of our electoral processes, and so therefore nobody can push or force any candidate or anybody. You were here when the electoral process commenced. We went to a special delegate election. Dr. Bawumia won with other 4 candidates. 1 dropped out. Then we went to the final election, which he won with some 63%. And so any description contrary to this cannot be a reflection of the fact. So it will just be a matter of our respected founding member, Dr. Nyaho Nyaho-Tamakloe, whose contribution and service to the party I appreciate. But then on this matter, I think that he has stated his opinion, but not the fact.
Dr. Nyaho Nyaho-Tamakloe also mentioned that he's not widely supported in the party, and that had it not been for the financial backing of President Akufo-Addo, he would have lost. He's also mentioned that, his hands are tied. It appears that he's been dictated to. For example, he has no option than to select a running mate from the Ashanti region, even if it is against his will. How do you answer to these?
Well, I mean, I think you're heavily trying to make an issue out of these things, because all you're speaking about the matter of constitutional provisions of our party. Our party is clear. Our party's rules are clear. If you go to Article 13 of our Constitution,
right.
It talks about voting in parliamentary primaries, so that when delegates are voting in the parliamentary primaries to select one to be a flag bearer of our party, there's a threshold that the winner must attain, which is more than 50% of the vote. So 50 plus 1, anything above 50%. So anybody who gets 50 plus 1 wins. And you can attest to the fact that at the close of poll, Dr. Bawumia got exceedingly more than the minimum threshold the Constitution allows. Now, if somebody gets 63% of a vote cast and the person is declared a winner, and somebody tells you that it is financial influence or that influence, you look at the number, not what the person is saying. What does the number tell you? Somebody winning by 63% of the vote, is that person legitimate or not? And then a democracy is not a totalitarian situation that must be an absolute support of every single person who goes to vote. It's a simple majority situation. That is how we have a president. He didn't have 100% of the country voting for him, but he is the president of the republic. Is that not the case? And so you can just look at this expression by Dr. Nyaho Nyaho-Tamakloe as an invitation to express his view. He has taken the invitation and he has expressed his view. But when you are dealing with facts, you are dealing with the evidence of the matter that you are talking about, then you can clearly discount that what he's saying may be his opinion, but not factual. And I think we should look at it that way.
Well, Dr. Nyaho Nyaho-Tamakloe has also said that there are major cracks within your party. And going into the 2024 polls that happens in December, how does Dr. Bawumia unite the party to try and win power again?
Well, certainly, I don't think that this is news, really. Every human institution comes with differences, difference of opinion, perspective. You weave all of those together to form a force and a team that drives to win an election. Even you, in your own very family, there are fractures, there are issues. By the end of the day, you come together around common purpose and drive a certain agenda in the interest of the family to succeed in what pursuit you're engaged in. Look at the National Democratic Congress. They have problems. They have serious disuniting issues in the party, but somehow they manage to be able to unite and go along with those issues. So it's not a question of having a fracture in the party or cracks in the party. It's a question of the party members who are united by a certain constitution that as a party we want to win power and govern this country the best way we know how. That is the rallying call. And I think that Dr. Bawumia is leading us and the party is united behind him. And I guarantee you that we are united more than ever and we are focused on winning this election, and by God we'll win the election in 2024.
Right.
All the issues that you see, you will never come to a point where there is an absolute situation.
Right. Richard Agah is the Director of Communications of the governing New Patriotic Party. Thank you very much for your time this afternoon. And that's how we end Election Brief this afternoon. My name is Kenneth Jesse. For more news, you can log on to myjoyonline.com. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.